Almonte's Key Food, proudly serving communities throughout Brooklyn, Queens, and Long Island for over 30 years. When you shop Key Food, you'll always find fresh products, great weekly specials, and exceptional personalized service. Visit at any of their Key Food stores at 8235 153rd Avenue, Lindenwood, New York, 935 Rosedale Road, Valley Stream, New York, and 6620 Avenue U, Brooklyn, New York.
Katz and Cosby, entertaining and informative
on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Well, you guys, we're going to go now to Bill O'Reilly. The great Bill O'Reilly joins us. And Bill, you called us last week. You were over and you went to, obviously, Ireland. You were there in jolly old London. Fill us in on what you saw.
Well, the immigration situation in Europe is worse than the United States. And we don't do a lot of foreign coverage, the journalistic community. But it's totally out of control. So in 1999, the foreign-born population of Ireland was 2%. Today it's 23%. 5 million people live in the Republic. So you can see the vast numbers. In the UK, England, 1980, foreign-born population 4%, now 21%.
From 4% to 21%. Oh,
in the UK. In London, more than 40%, 40, of residents in the capital city were born out of the
40%.
Out of the UK. Yeah.
I mean, no wonder. You know, everybody, Bill O'Reilly, I've been saying this for 2 years, that the real reason for Brexit, and none of the Brits would admit it, was because they got invaded. They woke up one morning and they went from 67% down to 47%. And why don't they admit it? Are they scared? Are they scared to say that they want their country back?
Well, the media will brand you as a racist.
Let them do that.
You do that.
I told the Greeks. You know what I told the Greeks? Don't allow my country to be where my grandfather was born and my father was born to be invaded.
But that's the reason that you don't get public figures speaking out. Farage does. He may be the next prime minister. He ducked me, by the way, because I'm doing a special on the siege of London.
He's been ducking me for 3 months.
Wait, so he ducked you? Why did he duck you, Bill?
I don't know. I mean, we got a good guest to take his place, but he doesn't want to answer any tough questions because he thinks he's got the PM job locked. So he don't want to come in with me and deal with all of this. But what you see
I mean,
here,
I thought he didn't want to come on with us because after a certain time, he was a member of the bar.
I don't know why. When they turn you down, they don't give you a reason, usually. So people say, okay, you're doing a special, Siege of London. Why should we care? We live in Toledo or we live in Connecticut. Why do we care what's happening over there? Because it could happen here. And if Kamala Harris had won, it would be well underway. And people don't remember that. Everybody has short memories. But if Trump had not won, the open border would have continued. She never would have closed the border. So then what you have is a surge. I lived in London in 1969 as a student. It was an area called Edgware Road, fairly affluent, white, working class British neighborhood. It's now 100% Muslim. And we had to hire security to go in there and shoot my stand-up and stuff like that. I mean, these people did not like us there. And they don't assimilate. And then the rise of anti-Semitism is really a problem. Now, here in America, we're not going to have a Muslim problem because geography will prevent that. It's too hard for the migrants to get from Africa and Middle East over here. They can do it, but it is complicated for them too. And with Trump shutting down the borders and making it difficult to come in, when I came back yesterday from London, they took a scan of my face. They're doing facial scans now, which makes it very, very efficient for the federal government to, say, no, Yeah, and then guys, Homeland Security was all over JFK. They'll come in and put you in a room, and what are you doing here? When I went to London, was staggering. I flew from Cork, about 250 people on a plane. Nobody checked anything.
Wow.
I got off that plane. I walked through that terminal. I hopped in the car. I drove it to my hotel. They didn't know I was there. They didn't know who I was.
It happened to me on my airplane, the one you fly into. We just got in Paris. We were in a remote airport. We got in. Next stop, JFK, and nobody said anything.
No. And this was 250 people, not just me. And it used to be you had customs. You had to go through that. You had to go through passport control. No. So what you have now is a surge of foreign nationals coming into affluent countries, and they're changing the culture. And it was obvious in England. You could see it. And some people, not all, objected to it. The progressives want it. So the people you're talking about in New Jersey, those people who professional protesters who are bussed in, okay, they want the power structure headed by white men to be replaced by so-called diversity. That's what they want. So what the cliche is, be careful what you wish for, because now you have pitched battles in the streets of London, and there are 7 times as many Muslims in London than there are Jews. And the Jews are heavily, and they're afraid, because we went to their neighborhood too. And they are absolutely afraid of what is going on over there. So that's what we were doing. Ireland was a vacation, thank God. I needed one. But then I got right back into the work mode when I zipped into Heathrow.
So, Bill, I have a question. You just talked about the Jewish population there, and there's been so many of those attacks over there in London that made big headlines. I mean, I think about the case. It was tied to the guy who was tied to Soleimani, actually, was planning the attacks here in New York on the synagogues. But the guy who stabbed somebody randomly, it was all the Jewish people recently. What are the police doing there to protect the Jewish population? I mean, you say they're scared?
An excellent question, Rita. So we were in Edgware Road. I didn't see one cop. We were there for about a half an hour. We could only shoot for about 10 minutes because the crowd was getting restive. Okay? And I had security. I hired big guys. All right, but you could tell they did not want us there. So we did not see one police officer. No one. No one in a car. No one patrolling. And in England, they have 60 Sharia courts. So if you beat up your wife, you don't go to a British court. You don't go to Old Bailey. You go to a Sharia court if you are a Muslim, if you request that. And unfortunately,
so American women should not marry anybody that goes to Sharia court.
They're not protected.
That's scary.
Sharia law gives men the right to pretty much abuse women any way they want. And there are 60 Sharia courts
60
in the UK.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. And the other thing is that the reason the Jewish people are so scared, we went to Gobbler's Green, which is the main area where Jews live, is because everybody has a knife. And knife violence, not gun violence, but knife violence is way up in London. And a guy was stabbed almost to death a few weeks ago. That sparked this latest demonstrations on both sides against each other. But you're staring at a situation where in the United States, if, as I mentioned, Kamala Harris were president today, you would have this stuff happening. There is no doubt in my mind.
Wow, that is shocking. By the way, the Sharia courts, you think about the honor killings. Remember what happens to women? I've talked to people who were wearing something sort of promiscuous. They got thrown in jail, or if they were kissing someone and they weren't married to the person, God forbid.
All right.
Well, the hotel I was staying at, a very good hotel right near Hyde Park, a lot of the women who were working there had the full burqas, just the eye slits. And, I'm respectful to everybody unless I feel you're a miscreant or you're causing trouble. But it was really interesting to watch it.
Well, Bill O'Reilly, I'm glad you're back safely. And how many bodyguards did you have?
I had two big guys.
Two big guys. Okay. Are
And
they,
I'm a big guy,
they're
so-
allowed to carry big ones?
No, they can't carry.
All right.
Oh my goodness! Well, Bill, we do have a song for you. At least we have it to honor of. I'm glad you had a little vacation.
When Irish eyes are smiling, sure 'tis like a morning.
Welcome back, Bill O'Reilly. New York needs you. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thanks for
Bill.
having me, guys.
Thank you, Bill.
Listen to this podcast now.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Why is the middle class shrinking? Why are people facing an affordability crisis while marginalized individuals called informals grow in numbers? Join me as I travel the world, speaking with people living in invisibility, the leaders working to solve it, and uncovering the hard truths shaping our economy and daily reality.
Download all of Red Apple Media's podcasts right now through your favorite podcast platform.